a song playing the whole time while people are going through my pages and looking at my portfolio, I'm going to go to Add Music and Video, Music. You can either upload your own MP3 or there is Wix Music, which is kind of similar to jingles in GarageBand. Sample instrumentals that you can use for free use. I'm going to go to My Music and upload a song that I already have on my desktop. And it's going to load it so I can place it on my website. I click my song and it automatically loads a default music player. Now, where I put this is crucial. If I put it here on the home page, it's on a main page, which means it'll only be playing if I'm on this page. If I want the song to continue as I go throughout the site, I need to make sure I place it on the master page. So a good spot would probably be down here outside of the main pages. Now, this player doesn't really match my background. So if I want to edit the player, I'm going to go to Replace Skin. And Wix has a lot of different players to choose from. They even have a black iPod icon for your music, or you can go through and pick one that you like. I'm going to choose Grunge. And my song is still loaded. The player just looks a little bit different. And I want it to be up here in a visible spot. So if I have a visitor who wants to turn off the music or switch to another track, they can control the music player here. If I want to add another song to my list, I'm going to go to Playlist, Add Song, and maybe I'll just add a Wix Music song. And now I have two in my playlist. I'm going to press OK. Let's say, for example, I want the same song to loop or repeat as you go throughout my site. Click on your player, go to Settings, and press Loop. I can change the size of the player, and if I want to, I can even rotate it on its side. So it's a vertical player. Another setting that you probably want to turn on is autoplay. This will allow as soon as someone goes to your website, the music will start. So I'm going to click on my player again, go to Settings, and select Autoplay. Let's preview our website to make sure that the music is playing and it plays throughout all of the pages. I'm going to go to Preview up here.
She's got you high.
Okay, so I've tested my player. The two songs are loaded, and as I go to my different pages, the song continues to play. Alright, so I want to talk to you also about galleries because it's a cool feature that Wix does to kind of have an interactive photo slideshow album on your pages, which would really come in handy in family or friends to have pictures where the visitor can actually kind of click through, and it's a little more, a more animated way of viewing pictures. So we're going to go to Add Galleries, and I'm just going to choose one of the sliders, and I'm going to go with black tape. You can see there's a lot of different styles to choose from. And I'm on my family page, and I'm going to move this in the center. You can see that this vertical line pops up, which is kind of like an automatic guide. It kind of locks this into place so I know where the center of my page is. So I'm going to let that sit there. And it's pretty self-explanatory. It says, click Manage to fill this gallery with your photos. So I'm going to click on the gallery, go to Manage Photos, and I already have pictures saved on my desktop, so I'm just going to click on Replace Photo, and I just have some pictures of school here. I'm also going to delete the titles. If you leave this coding or the number of the picture that it is, when your visitor hovers their mouse over the image, it will say the title, and I don't want any words to be coming up. So I'm going to add these in here. Delete that title. And I'm just going to finish adding these in. This gallery by default gave me 5 slots for pictures, but let's say I want to add more. I can press Add Photo again, and it'll just add another spot in my gallery. So you can play with the default, and if I just want to delete this one and go back to 5, I'll press Delete. And I'm going to press OK. Let's preview this to see how it turned out. Okay, so you can notice that when I hover my mouse, it says zoom, and I kind of like that. It lets the visitor know that you can actually see my pictures full size. Now, we have, if I click on my gallery, a new menu that popped up over here called Slider Gallery. This will let me manage the pictures like we just did. If I go to skins, I can change the look of the gallery. Try a couple different skins there. I want to show you expand. These are the different options you have for how your picture is going to expand on the screen if someone chooses to zoom. So some of them will have arrows on the side, so they can click through on the right and the left to see all the pictures full screen. Some of them will just have a right box where there'll be arrows over here to click on to the next picture. The square, you can see it'll just say close up top, and then they'll be back to the gallery. So those are your options for expand. And if you go into settings and effects, you can kind of play around with what interactive settings it can do. Right now this is saying that the movement mode is depending on my mouse, and I'm going to leave it at that. Effects is just a couple of things your gallery can do. You can add a glow effect to it. I can even change my glow to pink if I wanted. That's a little too much for me, but you can adjust transparency and add a shadow. Bevel will kind of make it a 3D look. You can do these effects with also text and pictures and things like that. So effects and settings are always available. And those are the basics with the galleries. So use them on your page instead of just adding over here pics, where you can just place pictures on the page. Gallery is a great way to save space and have a lot just in one place. I can also adjust the size of the gallery here if I want it to stretch across the whole page, maybe like that. So they're pretty fun to work with, and they'll really help your page look great.